Seen at the Saatchi Gallery in London's upmarket Chelsea, Bahrain's ambassador to the UK, His Excellency Sheikh Fawaz bin Mohammed Al Khalifa, visiting the Penumbra Exhibition by fellow Bahraini Rashid Al Khalifa, the artist. Of course, Bahrainis know well Sheikh Rashid bin Khalifa Al Khalifa in his government post, but in London, the art is everything. And this event has attracted an enormous general public interest, as well as influential art traders and exhibitors, along with many dignitaries popping in for the pleasure. Sheikh Fawaz has been ambassador for a few years now, and without question has furthered Bahrain's interest in the UK, backed up by more general awareness in this online world. So we took the opportunity to spend a few minutes with him, catching up on the political side. With Brexit and the free trade threats from Donald Trump, Bahrain has to look out for itself. With the British-Bahrain connection ever strong, it appears that Sheikh Fawaz is well and truly at the helm. But luckily, we managed to catch up with him just after Friday prayers, which is a unique gathering at the embassy, which Sheikh Fawaz instigated, and which is an open house for Muslims within the area to attend. Bahrain's London embassy in Belgrave Square has a large area to cover, with several European countries under its portfolio. So question one to ask Sheikh Fawaz, does he expect any trade fallout between Bahrain and Britain after Brexit?
We're optimistic with the post-Brexit deal. Global Britain will look elsewhere to do business, and Bahrain was the first country in the Gulf to propose a free trade agreement with the UK. And His Excellency Zayed al-Zayani have met with Liam Fox both here in London and in Bahrain, and they've discussed a post-Brexit free trade agreement, and hopefully we'll be the first to sign. Well, the relationship with the UK goes back 200 years, and it's been solid throughout. And no matter who's in government, I think we'll still have an excellent relationship with the UK and with the UK government. My predecessor told me that politics in the UK is predictable, and you get basically an election every 4 years, and that's it. But ever since I've been here, we had a referendum, 2 elections, and interesting times with Brexit. So no, it's not predictable, and it's very interesting.
As mentioned earlier, Bahrain's London embassy does not just look after Bahrain's interests in the UK.
London is the center of the universe. Certainly it's the center of Europe, and from here we cover Ireland, we cover Spain, we cover Holland, Sweden and Norway. So it is a strategic location. It's also halfway across the Atlantic, and the embassy in the US depend on us on various communication, whether it's coming from Bahrain, the translation, so they check on us before they get into office, and we check on them before we go to sleep. So it's been a fruitful sort of working relationship with various embassies, not just in Europe, but even across the Atlantic.
And a day in the life of the embassy can be quite intense with so many interests to look after.
The government of Bahrain is seeking not just to increase tourism from the UK, but increase bilateral trade, increase bilateral relationship. So whether it's on the official level or on the business side or investments, we're quite active, and we have an excellent relationship with the EDB. They've got an office here at the embassy, and the tourism board have a company here that promotes Bahrain and promotes tourism in Bahrain. So, and we give them all the facility and all the help they need. So hopefully with their efforts and the efforts of the team here, we can do something. Well, we usually start our day reviewing the papers, both here and in Bahrain, and look at headlines and what if there's any news that coming from Bahrain or any news in the UK that's related to Bahrain or the region. And then we take the necessary steps towards it. whether it's replying or monitoring or reaching out to various media outlets. This is the first thing we do here at the embassy. Later on, we look at what's happening in Parliament and what's happening in the UK. We start with our daily sort of diplomat meetings with the rest of the team here at the embassy, take necessary action.
How things have changed. Bahrain being one of the easiest countries in the world to visit by so many nationalities. Gone are the days when the embassy was a key element in obtaining a visa.
Because it's we don't need to deal with that issue. It's available upon arrival. In other countries, it's available online. So it makes it a lot easier. We don't have to deal with that issue anymore. And tourists from the UK are welcomed to Bahrain anytime. And we have now the new flights of Gulf Air, the new aircraft, the 787 Dreamliner. So we have a good product to compete with British Airways, and hopefully we'll get more tourists from the UK into Bahrain. What's important is the product. We see an increase in number of hotels in Bahrain, an increase in number of tourism facilities in Bahrain, and now we have an airline that could compete worldwide. So hopefully, yes, we will see an increase.
And the general British opinion of Bahrain and its people.
I didn't get that question much in the UK. You get that probably in the US or elsewhere in Europe, but not here in the UK. I think Bahrain has quite a visible image here in the UK, and we got a lot of friends here, and they've done a good job in spreading the good word.
Almost all embassies celebrate their country's National Day, and Bahrain's embassy in London doesn't miss the opportunity.
We try to do something different every year. Last year we held a conference about investments from Bahrain in the UK. So we brought in 3 or 4 of the largest companies that invest in the UK from Bahrain. And basically they talked about various Bahraini investments here in the UK. And in total, there are about £20 billion invested from Bahrain in the UK, creating 15,000 jobs. Yes, various private and government sector companies, and whether it's the Sum Fund or various financial institutions in Bahrain. The year before, we had an art exhibition, and the Duke of York graciously attended and opened the art gallery during the National Day. So, as well as the reception, we usually have another event on the side of it. This year, we're looking to do something in working with tourism and maybe showcasing Bahrain during National Day.
With Sheikh Fawaz actually visiting Rashid Al Khalifa's Penumbra art exhibition at the Saatchi Gallery in Chelsea, it was only fair to ask for his critique.
I was proud and his work and professionalism and dedication, because it's very hard to come here and impress. And I think what we've heard from the organizers, Saatchi Gallery, which is one of the most prestigious here in the UK, wanting to extend is a testimony of the work of Sheikh Rashid and the perception it has here in London. I was expecting the usual oil paintings as well, and when I stepped in and saw three-dimensional mashrabiyas in a very modern, colorful way, it just struck me, and something that is quite beautiful and interesting, and not just for me, but even the audience that came in and witnessed the exhibition. I heard great reviews. Lord Mayor of Westminster, dignitaries that attended, some critics, and even some art students that attended. So because of the success, we're asked Sheikh Rashid to have 2 exhibitions on behalf of the embassy. So we wanted to invite on one occasion, the rest of the diplomatic corps here in London and showcase Bahrain, showcase art in Bahrain, and another event for the Bahrainis studying or living or working here in London to see a Bahraini artist exhibiting in London. So we're planning 2 more events during this exhibition, yes.
For WhoDoesWhat.tv at the Bahrain Embassy in London.